We are starting in mountain pose. This is our center, circling our arms over our head as we breathe in, exhaling as they slice down the center. Please modify any move that doesn't work for you during this sequence. We'll do 3 of these, and on the 3rd, keep your arms out as you move into forward fold on an exhale breath. If you can, bring your hands to the floor. If not, then use blocks or rest your hands on your knees. Coming out of forward fold on an inhale, we walk our hands across the mat to downward facing dog. Come to this pose however works best for you, and if you find a pose too challenging, meet us back in center. And while you're in forward fold, if you want to move, pedal your knees back and forth a little bit, that's great and makes for a great stretch of your hamstrings. Walk your hands back across the mat to forward fold and slowly roll up into mountain pose. From here, step your right foot forward and come to Warrior Two pose on an inhale breath. Arms stretched long to the front and back. Bend the front knee, making sure to keep it behind your toes. Exhale, swinging the arms down to your sides. Inhale, bringing them back up and over your head for reverse warrior pose. Only lean back as far as is comfortable for you. Return to Warrior Two pose, keeping your right knee bent. Bring your right hand towards the floor, only going as far as is comfortable for you for a triangle pose variation. Return to Warrior Two pose on an inhale breath and straighten the front knee. Now, back to the floor with your right hand for triangle pose on the exhale breath. Excellent. Now moving back to the back of your mat. We'll do the sequence one more time on the right side. Left side, it'll be on the left side. Again, we're starting in mountain pose. Our center. 3 breaths. And again, make any modifications you need to make this work for you. It is more important that it works for you than that you meet some sort of technical perfection. I certainly do not meet technical perfection in any of these moves, and that's okay. Just show up and do the best you can. All right, now we're moving into forward fold. On that exhale breath, again, bring your hands to the floor if you can. If not, use blocks, rest your hands on your knees. And now, coming out of forward fold, we walk our hands across the mat to downward facing dog. Come to this pose however works best for you. Pedal your legs if you feel like you need to do that. I personally love it. It feels great. Okay, now walk your hands back across the mat to forward fold and slowly roll up into mountain pose. From here, step your left foot forward and come to Warrior Two pose on an inhale breath. Arms stretched long to the front and to the back. Bend the front knee, making sure to keep it behind your fucking toes. Nobody likes that injury. Now exhale, swinging your arms down to your sides. Inhale, bringing them back up and over your head for reverse warrior pose. Again, only as far back as is comfortable for you, and if that's straight up, that works too. Return to warrior two pose. Keep your right knee bent. Bring your right hand towards the floor, only going as far as is comfortable for you. For a triangle pose variation. Now return to warrior two pose on an inhale breath. And once you're all the way up, straighten that front knee. And if possible, go back to the floor with your right hand for triangle pose on the exhale breath. And that concludes our sequence. I'll be popping on here at the end of this to give you a little talk about how this went for me. Hopefully it's working out for you, and I would love to hear how it works. Hello. Hopefully you are enjoying this yoga sequence. I really enjoyed it for the first week. The second week, I actually made it a little bit longer and built onto it. So I think you'll really enjoy that if you decide to stick around for week 2. And the general idea with this is that, you go through and do this sequence for the week, and next week I'll have another one posted and you do that one for the week. I'm doing one sequence, the sequence that I'm sharing with you. That's the sequence I did for the whole week. And I'll be sharing the next sequence after I've done it for a whole week. And part of the reason for this is I really like to test the sequence out and make sure that it's not going to injure anybody, at least within reason. That's the idea. I don't want to injure anyone with any of this, and definitely make any modifications you need to. There's definitely days when I cannot be bothered to touch the floor. Oh no. But on the days I can, it's awesome. I personally have chronic back problems, and the yoga really helps with it. So doing this the whole week, I actually felt really good. And I'm actually a few days into week 2, and that is working out even better for me. Um, the slightly longer sequence is seeming to build on what I did last week and to really help me to keep up with all the things. Like this dude, oh, who, as you can see, is very sleepy and would like it if I would not disturb him. Um, so yeah, uh, and it's helping me keep up with my granddaughter too. To be honest, it's really doing wonders for my flexibility and for things like waking up not in pain from my back. Um, I have chronic back pain, and um, the yoga really, oh my gosh, you're so sweet. The yoga really, really does such good things for that, as long as I am careful to stay within my limits. Because, like, I am certainly not going to try to do no stinking headstand right now. I'm not at that level. No, no, no. And I strongly advise you to know yourself well enough to know where you are. And if you need to do this first week 1 sequence for 2 or 3 weeks before you can feel comfortable with moving in to week 2, do that. Always, always. I don't. Exercise does not always have to like hurt, and in my opinion, it should not hurt to be doing its job. Period. And yoga especially. Um, in fact, many teachers will tell you that if you are forcing it, you're doing it wrong. So don't force it. Listen to your body. Okay. Um, it generally knows what's up. All right. I think that's it. And hopefully, I'll see you next week. Let me know what you think. And have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever. And may you wake rested, refreshed, and ready to kick the crap out of your day.